But I understand that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
things got to make money. There's
Well,
people that are
I
working
listen,
hard,
I
right?
have no issue with it, but let's not misrepresent it. Like you can't say, "Oh, these guys are like they're trying to spread jujitsu." No, they're trying to make money. But which is, I mean, let's just be at least on an agreement on what and what because that would suggest that there's some driving force behind these corporations that is completely in some way just philanthropic, just like the world needs more jujitsu. It's gonna, I question that.
I think you're totally fair to question that. I don't know any of these individuals on a personal level, like to be fair. So someone like Mo Jassim, right, who runs up ADCC, I can't personally call into question his character because I don't know. He's running a big business, so yeah, I would imagine there's heavy concerns on growth and profits. But at the same time, he strikes me as an individual who loves grappling and the art
Oh,
of
I
jujitsu
don't,
and
yeah,
wants
no,
it to grow.
I don't deny that. Yeah, I'm not questioning his moral. I'm not questioning his morality or his character or his ethics because I don't think I'm not making a judgment call when I'm saying that
Fair.
people are trying to make money off something because we all have to make money.
Gotta eat.
So it's just I'm just pointing out that it is a for-profit, you know, culture, and that's completely fine. But
Mhm.
it's always a question that has to be, there always has to be a question asked when something becomes for profit and what when your students become customers,
Mhm.
something changes. And to suggest it doesn't is in a way for me there's a naivete there if we can't see that if we can't see the difference between a student and a customer.
I can
Because yeah.
no, this I can fully align on. And I think that uh this is a challenge of any school that grows because you're right. When what's another good example of this? I guess in my line of work in personal training and coaching, in the personal training realm, the individual connection with the person is very important. That's the bread and butter of the business. If you're not invested in the health and well-being and longevity of your clients, then you're in the wrong business.
Mm-hmm.
Group fitness is they're invested in the well-being of the individuals, but they are customers, not clients. And it's that same departure from the student into another number on a spreadsheet that's trying to bring in money. So then they want to maximize the amount of attendees that are in the room to get fitness done so that they can maximize the revenue. And
Well, and then the question is, what again is lost in order to accomplish this? And I'm arguing that what's lost from jujitsu in order to commoditize, to make it a commodity, to monetize it, to spread it. The question is, it's not a like. There's no debate whether it produces good things. That's you and I are completely aligned on it that it produces good things. What the question is does it is it as potent as it could be?
mm,
I argue that it's not as potent as it could be for a number of different reasons. One of them is the movement culture within it, which is what we brought us together in this conversation. That's one of the elements I feel is is missing from it because it's not sexy and interesting. Because you know what got us started on this conversation was I was like, well, there should be a philosophical component to
right, right.
the studying to the process of studying jujitsu. Well, I'm arguing that just like saying that there should be a movement component. But your position is like, well, I don't think there needs to be a philosophical component. Well, I can argue there doesn't need to be a movement component either. I can just
But
say
you
that all
can't
we
really
need.
argue that because we both
Why?
agree.
But why?
Because without the movement component that we were talking about, the whole experience doesn't work
But without the
because of service
philosophical
administration.
component, I'm just an asshole who can hurt people.
Again, I think that that comes down to the morals of the individual. I think you can be a
Then I
good
can also
person.
argue it, but then I can also
Well,
argue it
no,
comes down
no,
to responsibility.
which is true
Right.
because, for example, myself, I'm going to go to class early to do my own dynamic movement protocol. So that's kind of like the individual morals. I think that that's really important. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Maybe
but
not. I don't know.
here's the thing I would offer is that because you're a philosophical guy anyway, you're not missing that element from the experience.
I
But
think that's true. I think that's
right.
true.
And imagine how many people are not philosophical by nature and are desperately malnourished in this area, but don't know it. The same people that come in there that are desperately malnourished from the movement awareness come in that space too. Like imagine all the things that these people don't know that would be important to developing them into a great black belt so that they are philosophically mature. They're mature as a critical thinker, emotionally mature. They're from their movement standpoint, they're mature. Think about all the things that would make them a really outstanding black belt that could be offered as part of the educational process, but isn't because there's an attitude of, okay, people got to get they got 1 hour, they got to get in, they got to get out, they got kids, they got to do this. In other words, we've produced yet another container that's all about customer service. And it used to be that, and you imagined that there was a group at a time that would come in there, and there's no time limit. They don't have a time to be here, be there. Like they're just here, and they're here as long as here is. And that's how you studied martial arts in the olden days. I'm just making this up.
Well, no, but I think I have to respect the time that you've invested in this life into martial arts. That has to be respected. And you've been able to witness a changing of the guard, so to speak, in how things are run as growth happens. And that's a perspective that I'll never be able to experience because I've only been participating in this art for 5 years, right? So there's blind spots that I have that I will never get from that. I guess the next question to look for a solution, which my gripe with conversations like these that I hear oftentimes is that they get into the weeds and then they don't talk about a solution. And I'm always curious, the solution, what do you think is a way to integrate these kind of things back into
That's
something
a
that is
great
continually
question.
moving towards
Yeah,
sport?
great
And
question.
what's the right balance there? Like, what is the right balance for an academy uh, to
Environment.
invest in the
Yeah.
people that choose to come there,
Yeah.
from a movement standpoint, from a who you are out on the street and how you treat other people, and the I guess even beyond that, the qualifications for somebody. What does that actually look like to you if
Have
we
have
step out the way things are?
okay. Have you